So Isabel Pitt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Just before we get going on our interview, would you be able to tell us a bit about Zopa and about what the company sets out to achieve?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Isabel Pitt. I am the head of core services. My team look at all of the enabling technology and capabilities to support all of our customer and product journeys. So we really do say what's on the tin. We sit at the core of the organization. Zopa itself has been a bank for 2 years and managed to achieve profitability through incredible work and tenacity, less than the 2-year milestone. So that's an incredible announcement that our CEO made earlier this year. We really focus on transparent and easy to understand unsecured personal lending and savings products, as well as recently moving into the buy now, pay later space and wanting to create a proposition that is regulated, that is understood, and making it so that customers really understand where their affordability lies and what they're signing up to.
You've just come off the panel of the evolution of banking. How did you find the panel?
Oh, it was incredible. It's such an opportunity to be able to have a full panel of women talking about something other than diversity and inclusion and actually flexing our work skills. Also, having Layla White, the CEO and founder of Tech Passport, comparing, was just a really exciting moment for us. So I think it was great to be able to open it, and hopefully it sets the tone for the rest of the week.
I really hope so, yes. It sounds like you've got a really good panel there talking about a really important issue. So Zopa actually gained its full banking license back in 2020. How would you say the direction of the company has changed in the 2 years since?
So we originally started as a peer-to-peer lending company back in 2005, and we've since sold that aspect of the business and gained our banking license, as you mentioned. We are really focused on transparent and easy to understand unsecured personal lending and savings. And we're now, just having launched recently at Money 2020, moving into the buy now, pay later space in a much more regulated fashion, so that we can assure that customers can afford the debt that they're going into and they really understand what they're signing up for. So that's really important to us as a company.
Yes, there's a very hot topic at the moment, the regulation of buy now, pay later. Just staying on that topic, what is your company doing to ease the blow of the rising cost of living for the consumer?
Well, with current stats indicating that 22% of the UK are in economic poverty, this is a huge issue for Zopa, because part of our core values are really centered around making sure that people can afford and really understand what debt they're getting into and how that impacts them. Also, a quarter of the population in the UK have shown very low financial resilience, so they don't have enough money to sustain them. I think something like 50% of the UK population have less than £1,000 in savings. So now, as we're moving into a real crunch time for lots of individuals, it's really important for Zopa to support them in this journey. So really now is the crunch time for the entire ecosystem to work together and to formulate, where they stand on ESG. And Zopa are actively looking for schemes like this across the industry to become a part of, so that we can actually facilitate and support our consumers and our customers as they're, hitting hard times, and we kind of ride the wave of what is considered to be, the forthcoming recession.
It's a very troubling time for everybody at the moment, but it's interesting that Zopa are putting their best foot forward to provide a solution. Just moving on to your position and more personally about your career. You're a very prominent woman in the fintech industry, and you've worked extremely hard to get to where you are today. How would you describe your career journey?
So thank you for saying that. I think, a few years ago, I went to an industry event and really saw the lack of people like me in the industry, which was a real catalyst for me to get involved and to become more visible. I have a real strong opinion around the products and services that we create as an industry need to really service all of society. So I kind of feel like I have to be a part of that, but I would call my career, I would say, challenging, rewarding, and exciting. So I do feel like being able to have and bring more people on that journey and opening that up to more people to have the kind of career excitement that I've had is hugely important. It hasn't always been easy, and I think there's definitely a lot of challenges we still face as LGBT people in fintech, as women of color. I think there's a whole intersectionality that is really striving to get into fintech and making it relevant for them. them. So I do feel like there's a real onus on those of us who have the privilege to be in fintech to really create space for those that aren't yet represented.
That's a very good answer. And just staying on that sort of trajectory of opening access to these people, how would you say that your company and yourself are facilitating that transition?
So me personally, I like to open the conversation. I like to go to events that might not necessarily be applicable to me, to create support and meet new people that potentially need the support to get into the industry, or creating a platform for them to share their stories. I think at a Zopa level, we are definitely at the forefront of creating a diverse culture and hiring in that way. I mean, over 50% of our senior leadership team is women. We're incredibly diverse. We partner particularly with new and emerging pools of talent like Code First Girl and Tech Up. We're always continually looking for avenues to find talented people that aren't coming from standard career paths, because I think that is a much more that reflects society a lot more. So it's an active part of our strategy around hiring.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you so much, you too.